Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this very special edition of New Distributor Training. My name is Fred Holmes. I'm an independent distributor with Isagenix, and I am here and excited today because we are about 40 days away from the complete transition from our company Zege International and integrating with Isagenix and creating Isagenix 2.0. It's an incredibly exciting time for all of us. And this morning, as you can see, I want to bring clarity to the process that we're going to be going through. So welcome to each one of you. In particular, welcome to those of you that are brand new distributors. That's really the focus that we have here on our Saturday morning new distributor training program. Myself and several other members of the leadership team participate in this on an ongoing basis every Saturday morning. And the focus is to be able to bring something to you every single week that is going to help you advance your business, to advance your progress on your way to your goals. One of the things that we don't like to do is we don't like to do repetition. We want you to be able to come here every Saturday morning and get something new. And so it's important that each one of you, whether you're brand new to us and just getting started, whether you have been with us for a while and maybe you really haven't engaged, maybe you really haven't gotten serious about setting yourself up for your future financial self. Whatever the case might be, it's important to have a firm foundation, the grounding. No matter how big the building is, you got to have a firm foundation. If you want to create an extra $100 or $200 a week of income, an extra $500 or $1,000 a month of income, you're going to have to build that on a firm foundation. If you want to go beyond that and make it an extra $1,000 a week or $2,000 a week, you're going to have a really firm foundation. Regardless of the height of the building, every building is going to need a firm foundation. And so I'm hoping you're already got your journal out or your notebook, whatever it is you're taking notes with. I use my journal for my personal note taking. I use this notebook for preparation for you folks. And it's really kind of neat because I'm accumulating a multitude of trainings. But what I want you to do, hopefully you got that out, grab your pen. I'm going to give you a resource. I want you, whether you're just starting this journey with us, or if you're ready to really pick up the pace, I strongly encourage you to take a few minutes and review some of these resources I'm going to give you. Go to my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/Fred Holmes Zija, all put together. Fred Holmes, my name, followed by Z-I-J-A, Fred Holmes Zija. Go to my YouTube channel. Now that's where you're going to find, the archives of all of these ongoing Saturday morning trainings. You're going to find our archives of our Thursday night business presentations, which, by the way, is an incredible tool for you to use to share our business opportunity with people, to give them an opportunity to hear from other people that may be very similar to themselves, who've been able to create the time freedom, the financial resources, and have the fun in life that accompanies our kind of business, and it's so hard to find in really any other occupation. When you get to that YouTube channel, I want you to focus on one of the tabs at the top will say playlists. When you click on the playlist tab, you will find 4 videos there. Now, these 4 videos, the very first one is 30 minutes long, and it's called New Distributor Training. That's the most important one, okay, because it is the foundation of everything we do. I was reviewing that actually just a couple of days ago in preparation for what we're going to do today, and I hate to say it like this, that was really good, okay? I did a really good job on that video. That is a culmination of 35 years of experience in this profession and what it takes to create a large, self-duplicating organization that can spin off, hundreds and then thousands and eventually millions of dollars of income. And so I encourage you to go to the playlist tab on my YouTube channel, take in that video, And for those of you that are really, laser focused, if you really want to dive deep into the specific things that are going to make a difference in your success, there are 3 other little short 10-minute videos, about 10 minutes apiece, that will help you with some of the specifics. How to create a prospect list, how to develop your personal story, the concept of a 90-day game plan. These are all critical things for those of you if you want to be able to go to a much higher level. So rather than doing that every single Saturday morning, we've archived those videos so that you have that available to you. They will be updated here over the next couple of months as we make our complete transition into Isagenix. For right now, it's the concepts that are available in those videos that are the most important thing. Now, for today, I wanted to talk about something in particular that's very, very important. We are approximately 40 days away from what's been a several-month process of integrating our 2 companies, Zege International with Isagenix. It is a partnership that is unlike anything I have yet to see in the network marketing industry. What we will have available to us 40 days from now will, for many of you, will be the vehicle that will allow you to set yourself up for the rest of your life. People talk about a once in a lifetime opportunity. Well, I have to tell you, I don't believe in that once in a lifetime opportunity. I believe everybody has, 2 or 3 different times in their life that is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I've been fortunate to be able to capitalize 2 separate times in my life on what most people would call a once in a lifetime opportunity. What we have ahead of us here, 40 days from now, is another one of those once in a lifetime opportunities. And I'm going to take advantage now, my 3rd time in my life. Had to wait until I was in my mid-60s to get to the 3rd one. The first one was spectacular. It was back in the mid-80s and 90s. Got involved with a network marketing company that went ballistic, and I was there at the beginning and capitalized on that, and I retired in 10 years. Second time around, got involved with Zege International. This is what, 12 years ago, I believe, something like that, 12, 13, something like that. I lose count. I saw the opportunity. I got involved. It wasn't easy those first few years, but I did not miss getting in on the beginning of something that became, frankly, vastly greater than the first time around. This 3rd time is going to eclipse what happened the first time and the second time. Now, that's good news for me, right? But let me tell you what the good news is for you. You get to be at the beginning of what will be my 3rd and greatest opportunity. And for each one of you, frankly, if you missed the first time around with me in the mid-80s and 90s, you may have missed the second time, with Zege International in the 2008, 2009, 2010. Don't miss this one, okay? This will be the biggest one. Don't miss this one. And that's the focus of this morning. What are we going to do in the next 40 days? Had an opportunity to be on a conference, a Zoom meeting with the Isagenix corporate team. I believe it was like 100 of the top field leaders were involved in that call. They announced they recognized that my birthday is July 13th, and they made a decision that that will be the day that we do full integration. Okay, I know they just picked a day, but as far as I'm concerned, they decided to make it my birthday. And so that is the date that we're looking at for a complete full integration of both of the 2 companies. Okay, and I got to tell you, as excited as we are being able to access the full resources of Isagenix, the Isagenix team is so excited about being able to access the Zege products that we're bringing over. I mean, it's really kind of stunning. They're really. Have you ever had that situation where you show up, and this usually happens with kids, grandbabies, when you show up and they're so excited to see you that it's like it's the greatest thing in the world. that's what's happening on the Isagenix side. So this next 40 days, about 40 days, I didn't count them exactly. You got 13 days in July. You got what, 20 some odd days left in June. So somewhat less than 40 days probably. We have a lot of work to do. Okay, whether you are, you know, and I look at the list on the side here of the people who joined us. Several of you have very large organizations. You're already doing really well. I mean, you got good teams. Your income's going up. I see Christine Holland. She's part of the team that participates in our Saturday morning training. Some of you got a lot going on. The next 40 days are going to be incredibly important to you to elevate your team members to a higher level of participation. But for many of you, what this next 40 days is all about is positioning yourself to take advantage of what's going to be happening. 4 days after the full integration, we are going to have the annual Isagenix celebration. That is their, once a year, big homecoming summit type of convention. And this year it's going to be a virtual convention that everybody will be able to log in and watch. Imagine, for those of you that have been to a large convention in the past, you know the feeling of wishing, geez, I wish I could have had, this person here or that person at this event. Wish I could have convinced them it was worth investing several $100s for a plane ticket, several $100s for a hotel room, losing 3 or 4 days from work to be at this event. Because if they could have been at this event, they'd see the big picture like I see it. This is an opportunity to have every single person, whether it be a prospective distributor, whether it be a prospective customer or a new customer looking at your products, every single member of your team being able, from the comfort of their own home or the park, watching on their cell phone, whatever it is, to be able to participate in this incredible event. So one of the major events that's going to create momentum to carry us through the balance of this year and well into next year is going to be on July 17th and 18th, the annual celebration, Isagenix celebration, in a virtual format. The full transition is going to take place 4 days before that on July 13th. Did I mention that's my birthday? Just want to make sure you guys didn't miss that part. So here's the key. What are we going to do over the next 40 days to capitalize on that? And the title of the training for today, some of you saw that on my Facebook post, or maybe you're part of my mailing list. You saw it's time to be back to the basics. So I want to take a few minutes. I want to discuss a couple of things, and then I want to open up for questions and answers. Okay, because quite frankly, and it's a little bit humbling. Not so much over the last few years. Last few years, I haven't done a lot of travel. I've done no traveling over the last few years. In the earlier days of building the Zija business, I did a lot of traveling. I did a lot of trainings in different cities. Sometimes I get on the road and hit 2 or 3 or 4 cities, one right after the other. Certainly in the previous company, the first company I was in, that was what we did. We did large meetings, and I was always all over the North America doing trainings. And what I've found is in the process of doing those trainings, one, because I was doing it regularly, I was really good at it. Okay, I got really good. I got really refined and fine-tuned. But what I found was no matter how great the training was I did, no matter how eloquent I was, how well I prepared, presented the information, the most valuable part of the training wasn't what I said. Okay, it wasn't that big a deal. The most valuable part of the training for the individuals that were there was their ability to ask a question specific to their circumstances, their situation, their location, and to get some support with their own personal questions. So I strongly encourage you, as you're taking your notes this morning, I want you to write down a question. If a question pops in your mind, write that question down. And I will give ample time this morning to be able to respond to those questions. And I may call upon some of our other people that have joined us this morning as well to share their thoughts on that. So what I wanted to talk about this morning in terms of basics, something that I came across earlier this week. I think one of the you know, the hallmarks, if you will, of what I do is that I only teach what I do. Okay, I don't teach stuff I don't do. Many of you that have been, you know, ongoing participants in this have heard me talk about things like personal development being the key to becoming more so you can have more. Well, I do that on a daily basis. Every single morning I have dedicated it, and it depends on the morning, and frankly, it depends on mom's schedule here when she gets going. But, you know, I dedicate, you know, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour. I like the hour, that's better, but, you know, sometimes it's 30 minutes to my own personal development, learning more. You can have more because you can become more. When I heard Jim Rohn said that, I got all over that like white on rice. One of the things I came across this past week was relating to goals, and it made so much sense. We've talked about goals here recently. One of the concepts was, or the concept that I saw was, you know, in the process of developing, you know, those huge goals, and some of you got really big goals. You know, you're looking for a way not just to, you know, make some extra income or replace your current full-time job so you can have your current level of income, you know, with time freedom and flexibility and have fun and work with people that you like, but some really, you know, high level goals. Whatever those goals are, you definitely need to establish those goals. Okay, they need to be written down. You should attach timelines to those goals. Those goals should be something that will stretch you, that the goals should be high enough that the time and the energy and the effort that you have to put in to achieve those goals, that the goal will be meaningful enough to justify what you put in. But the concept I got from earlier this week was, once you've set those goals, you know, into writing, then set them aside and forget about them. Okay, because too often thinking about, you know, what's the goal for you? Is it to make, you know, 100,000 a year from your home-based business? Is it to make, you know, $250,000 a year? By the way, you hit $250,000 a year, you're in the top 2 or 3% of income earners in the country, or maybe 4%. Okay, is it to make, you know, 400,000 a year? You hit that one, you're in the top 1% of the country. You're a 1%er. You know, is it to accumulate $1 million in personal, you know, net worth? Whatever the goals are, you know, those goals, do that, write them down, that sort of thing. But then set them aside, because when you're constantly focused on that huge goal in the future, it's very difficult to focus on the daily activities that create those results. And if you're always looking long term, it becomes a challenge when the daily incremental increases don't seem to be carrying you there. So here's what I got from this earlier this week. Rather than focusing so much on the long-term goal, okay, rather focus on the process rather than the goal. The process that will accomplish that. Processes are something that you can personally affect and impact on a daily basis. You want to set process goals. So rather than focus on, well, I want to make, you know, $1,000 a day. Okay, $1,000 a day, $365,000 a year. That'll put you in the top 1% of earners in the country. Okay, not in California. You're gonna have to do better than that, but you know, you'll get way, you know, if you took the national average, right? So top 1%. Well, rather than focus on, did I make $1,000 today? Focus on the process that will allow you to get there. Good example. Somebody wants to lose weight. Maybe you're 100 pounds overweight. Rather than focusing on, you know, I want to lose a pound a day for 100 days or whatever, okay, focus on the process. What's the process of losing weight? Taking in less calories on a daily basis. So rather than focusing on 100-pound weight loss, focus on the process. What's the process? Reducing, if your maintenance level is 200 or 2,500 calories a day, focus on taking in 2,000 calories a day. Because if you focus on the process, that process over time will allow you to accomplish this huge, incredible goal. Maybe you want to be a top income earner in Isagenix, okay? Rather than focusing on making, 1,000 hours a day, maybe focus on the process. What is it going to take to become a top income earner? Well, you're going to have more customers and more distributors. What's the process of getting more customers and more distributors? This is where the Saturday morning training that I talked about, the 30-minute video on my playlist, will be incredibly helpful to you because it is the process. Focus on sharing your products with one person a day. Focus on sharing your income opportunity with one person a day. Over a period of a year, there's 350 plus people you will have shared the product with. 350 plus people you would have shared the opportunity with. It is immaterial how proficient, how good you are at doing that sharing. What you lack in skills, especially in the beginning, you will make up for in numbers. Instead of focusing on the goal of making, 300,000 or 400,000 a year, focus on the process. The process is developing customers, developing distributors. And as you develop those distributors, teaching them how to do the same thing. So focus on your process as opposed to the goals. Number two, focus on a system versus your goals. Okay, again, the goals are important. Got to establish them, put a timeline on them, make them realistic, make them believable, make them enough to stretch you, make them high enough that it'll be justify the time. Honestly, folks, if you're going to devote 10 or 15 hours a week to a part-time business over the next 2 or 3 years, you better have a pretty high goal, okay? Because overall in life, that's a lot of time. You could have spent that 10 or 15 hours a week, playing with your kids, smooching on your honey, whatever, things that are important, participating in your church, your social cause, whatever. There are a lot of important things that you could have done with that time. Why would you devote that time to an enterprise like this? So you have the financial resources to do the things that you'd like to do and more time freedom to do the things you like to do. If you're willing to pay a small price for a period of time, then you get this incredible payoff, ROI, return on investment, where you get more time and more money to play with the kids, smooch on the honey, spend time with your church, spend time with your social cause, and have the financial resources, more time, more money to do things you want to do anyway. So focus on the system. Now, the system, again, I'm referring you back to that 30-minute video. Here's your system in the simplest form I can give it to you, okay? And honestly, after reviewing that 30-minute video, I hadn't actually watched my new distributor training in quite some time. I wanted to see how relevant it was to today. I was pretty confident it'd be relevant. It's 100% relevant with the singular fact that I mentioned the word Zija and I'm wearing a Zija t-shirt. Beyond that, it is 100% relevant to everything we're doing. This is, and I was tempted to actually play that video this morning, but that'd be cheating, okay? It'd be too easy. It's a lot harder for me just to be live and share stuff with you that's meaningful to me to impart to you. But go watch the video, okay? Here's your system. Share the products, share your income opportunity, teach others to do the same, okay? Don't complicate this thing up. Don't try and overthink it. David Moses used a term in one of his postings that I'd forgotten about, STP, okay? Some of you remember STP. A lot of us do from the old school days when we were driving old Fords and old Chevys that needed an engine rebuilt. So we just pour a little pint of STP in there and makes the oil not leak out burn out quite so fast, right? STP stands for show the plan, show the plan, show the plan. That's the foundation of what we do. Okay, and again, this applies to whether we're talking about customers, whether we're talking about distributors. I tend to talk about distributors because that's where you get leverage. Okay, real simple. If you go out and get 10 customers, you got 10 customers. If you want to double that, you're going to have to go get 10 more customers, twice as much effort. That's linear customer acquisition. It's how traditional businesses are done. The beauty of network marketing is you can allow, not recruit, allow others to join you, to have the great benefit that you have. And go get 10 customers and then go get 10 distributors and teach them how to get 10 customers. And now you went to over 100 customers. And the cool thing is you can go from 100 to 1,000 by simply teaching those 10 people how to get their 10 distributors. Okay, it's exponential leverage. Now, the system that you do that with, if you keep it simple, if you keep it duplicatable, the system will create the results that then lead you to the goal. Okay, so focus on a system versus the goals. What would that system be? Share the product, share the opportunity, teach others to do the same. When do you do it? Every opportune moment. We've talked about daily method of operation, an incredibly powerful tool that every successful, high-level performing professional in, well, in any industry, but in particular in ours, has understood. Okay, you cannot run a business like an employee. Okay, if you show up for work in the morning expecting your boss to tell you what to do, when to do it, how to do it, when to take your break, when to go home, and expecting your boss to analyze your numbers to see how your performance has been and tweak it so you can become more productive with less time, that's called an employee. As an independent distributor, we are business owners. And it becomes our responsibility to establish our daily method of operation. I've spent a number of episodes of Saturday Morning Training talking about DMO. If you go to my YouTube channel, once you're within the channel, there's a search box within the channel. And you can put in DMO or Daily Method of Operation. You'll pull up several different videos where I speak about that. I encourage you to do that. Number 3, focus on growth, not the goals. Okay, this is what's the most important thing. Okay, focus on growth. Now, some of you thinking focus on growth, well, you know, the size of the organization. Yeah, that's all, you know, certainly you want to do that. You want to keep track of those numbers. Well, what's more important isn't the growth in the organization, the growth in your volume, the growth in the amount of, you know, new customer acquisition or whatever. Here I'm talking about the growth in you, because ultimately that's going to be the most important thing. Focus on being a little bit better today than you were yesterday. Focus on being a little bit better tomorrow than you were today. Focus on being a little bit better this week than you were last week. Focus a little bit better, being a little bit better next week than you were this week. This is interesting because I'm working with a small group on Monday. I committed to a 90-day game plan with a small group. See them Monday late afternoon for 30 minutes. One of the gals has, I'm not going to share her name because I haven't gotten permission to do so. But what she has done is she has taken this very seriously. She had set a goal to make, I believe it was 12 contacts per week, you know, prospecting contacts. And that started with her saying, you know, the challenge was she was having a real challenge picking up the phone. You know, she'd get all excited, motivated to do it. The minute she got the phone, she got scared. I mean, that's never happened to anybody else, right? Come on. Every single one of us knows that the minute you go to pick up that phone, it weighs 10,000 pounds. I'm going to call Mary Lou and tell her she's fat and she needs to lose some weight, and I got the product, right? 10,000 pounds this phone weighs. And so, you know, and it came in, I believe she'd said something like, you know, her goal was to hit 12 and she didn't make any calls. Every single day she went to make her calls. She just couldn't do it. And so we talked a little bit about it. It's a lot more about why you're doing it, okay? If you understand why, if why is significant enough to you, how we do that, the technique, whatever you use, your rah-rah session before you get on the phone, that'll all work itself out, okay? I'm going to tell you, when I first started in this profession, it was the end of 1984, beginning of 1985, I went full time. I had a white hot burning desire to succeed in network marketing because my son's future depended upon my success. I saw no other way to create a, extraordinary high level of income and have time freedom to be with him. There was no other way for me to do that. I didn't have any other options but to make this work. And so, frankly, I was terrible in the beginning, but it didn't make any difference. I was scared in the beginning, but it didn't make any difference. It was a big challenge for me to pick up the phone, to do the things they were asking me to do because it was so far out of my comfort zone. I had no option. There was nothing else I could do. Well, I could admit failure and then let my son, live the life the school district had planned for him, which was to be an educable, mentally retarded child. Okay, that was not an option for me. And so just doing it, it's a difficult thing to understand, but if you do one call, you can do two. And so this concept of focusing on growth, this is what we did with this lady that I'm talking about for my group. I encouraged her to do one. Strive for the goal of 12 a week, do the first one. And at the end of the first week, she accomplished 8 calls that week. 8 calls by focusing on just doing one. Now, she fell short of her goal, but she was so much better than she had been the week before when she did none that she was incredibly excited. So the goal next week was to get better than the week the week that we were talking about. Following week, she did 10. And here in 2 days, we're going to be, it was Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'll be back with that group again on Monday. And I am projecting that she will have completed her goal of 12. Is it important that she does the goal of 12? Sure it is. But what's more important is that she gets better every day, a little bit better every day, because that's the difference between success and failure. There is no such thing as an overnight success in this business. Mark my words, nobody's an overnight success. We've seen some people that have come onto the scene and seems that overnight they've become diamonds. It was a big building built on a false foundation because those people went by the wayside pretty quickly. There's other people that have come into our business and have gone to high levels of success and continue to be here and thrive. I guarantee you, anybody who has built a true business with us that was an overnight success or apparent overnight success, there was something in their background that helped them develop that. Okay, there's a story behind the story. They already had gone through the personal development, skill sets development, the mindset development that helped create that overnight success. Most of us that weren't the overnight successes had to do it the way we're talking about right now. Incrementally, focus on getting the process, focus on the process, focus on the system, and then focus on growth. Just be a little bit better today than you were yesterday. Be a little bit better tomorrow than you were today. When you do those kinds of things, focus on learning and growing every single day. And how do you do that? Commit to a daily method of operation that includes personal development on a daily basis. Last thing I want to share with you, systems. Systems are duplicatable. People are not. One of the things you'll never hear me talk about are specific techniques. Where do you go? Who do you talk to? What do you do? What do you say? What do they say? Right? I don't like that. Now, every one of us has, techniques, that we use because these are things that we've developed and we're good at. But I don't teach those. Okay, there are people out there that are really good at, say, social media. Okay, I would not personally teach social media prospecting as the end all. It'll be great for the people that can do it, but those that can't do it, okay, they're not comfortable with the computer. They feel inadequate in dealing with the complex systems of social media network marketing platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Tweety, whatever it is, people like me. If that you make that the issue in success, you've eliminated a chunk of people. Okay, I would rather you focus on these concepts of building a business, share the product, share the opportunity, teach others, do the same. Okay, there's a system to doing that: invitation, presentation, validation. Some of you know that as peak, pass, plug. Focus on those things because anybody can learn the concepts. One of the things I'm really good at is doing phone calls following a script. Okay, not that I like it, I hate it, but I'm pretty good at it. I'm never going to teach that because I've eliminated, frankly, 98% of the people that'll ever be in my business if that's what I teach. I'm going to teach the things that are universal to everybody. Systems are duplicatable, people are not. Take you and your personality and your specific, your skills and what have you. Take that out of the equation. Focus on a simple system that is duplicatable by the masses. And if you can present this to your prospects, if this is what the information you're sharing and how you're doing it presents this image to your prospects, then you will be on the path to incredible success. It's the same image mindset that I was given when I was first introduced to this concept of network marketing. Three things. When it was presented to me, I looked at it, and number one, I said, this looks pretty simple. Number two, looks like it'll work. And number three, I think I can do it. Looks simple, looks like it'll work. I think I can do it. When you get that to be your presentation, that's when you will be on the path to creating, incredible success, truly, great and wonderful things. So these are the things I wanted to share with you today. I hope that was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. Well, at least I hope it was helpful. Whether you enjoyed it or not, immaterial. Hope it was helpful. So I'm going to open up the comment board here. I've got 3 comments already. For those of you that are on your computer, just tap your screen. Well, use your pointer, tap the screen. It'll bring up that little dialog box at the bottom. You'll see the little chat bubble. Put in a question there for me. If you're on your mobile device, same thing. Tap the screen. It'll bring up the little icons. Tap the bubble and put in a question. Be happy to answer the question. I'll do whatever I can. Let's see. Fred turns 40. Jerry, you're such a good man. Jerry picked up on that. Talking about on my birthday, he says, Fred turns 40. Actually, I'll be celebrating the 27th anniversary of my 39th birthday, I believe is what it is, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to double check on that. Very good. Mark Hughes said law of averages. There is an acronym. Sinaloa. Many of you know what that is. We've talked about it before. Sinaloa is actually a state in central Mexico. Okay, Sinaloa. You can look it up on the map. But it also stands for this concept: safety in numbers and law of averages. Safety in numbers and law of averages. When you understand what your law of average is, then that could be, you talk to 10 people, one of them joins your business. If that is your law of averages, then the safety comes in the numbers. If you want 2 people in your business, talk to 20. If you want 3 people in your business, talk to 30. First things first, you got to talk to people. And that will help establish your law of averages. Now, in the beginning, it's going to be pretty low. It might be talk to 10, get 1. Okay. I mean, I remember getting excited about getting up that high, right? Over time, not so much as you get better, but as you get better at following a duplicatable system. See, one of the key things that, if there's a, secret, I keep this thing real simple, right? I make this thing look real simple. And it is. I mean, I'm not saying it isn't hard work. Okay. You can't, I've created just within Zija, I've created an income that would have taken me, I don't know, something like what, 10 lifetimes as a truck driver to earn, something like that, in just literally 10 years, 12 years. So yeah, I had to put some work into it, but it is real simple. But that whole concept, safety numbers, law of averages, as you continue the process, focus on getting a little bit better every day than you were the day before, your law of averages may go to 1 in 5, may go to, 1 in 4, 1 out of 3. 1 out of 3, by the way, is really good. Okay. 1 out of 3. If you can talk to 3 people and one of them will join your business, that's pretty good. I mean, in baseball, they pay you millions of dollars, right? For a 300 batting average, right? Millions of dollars. Do the same thing in network marketing if you stay around long enough. So yes, law of averages. That is an incredibly powerful, law. Okay. It's like gravity. Okay. Gravity is a law of nature. Now, don't try and explain it. Okay. I don't understand gravity. I'm sure that, there's a physicist that does somewhere, the earth sucks, right? That's gravity or whatever, but I know it works. Okay. Why do I know it works? Every time I trip, I fall down and I hit the ground. I've never tripped and stayed standing up. Okay. So, same thing with this. Safety in numbers, law of averages. Your law of averages, whatever it is, will start to manifest itself over time. And once you've got that, then you know exactly what you need to do to get the results you're looking for. Let's see here. Law of averages. Jerry, you're very kind. I appreciate your kind comments, sir. Let's see. Very valuable info. Thank you, Mark. My energy level. Okay, Jerry commented something about my energy level is high. Well, first of all, let me introduce you to my little friend. This has become one of my new favorite product. Okay, my new favorite product is this. They're all my favorite products. My Isagenix. This is my Super Mix, XM Plus, and Zango Juice cocktail. In my house, we do cocktails in the morning. But hey, it's hard not to have a high energy level when you can see what's happening through my eyes. Okay. And it's not about me. I'm doing pretty good. Okay. I'm going to tell you, I'm doing okay. Right? I've got a nice life. I'm able to take care of my mom. I got a nice car. I get to, twice a year, I get to get my little break from home. I go to, my little, secluded, undisclosed island location, not everybody else's cup of tea, but, what I dreamed about. I get to do that. It's a good life. I don't really need more. I'll take more. Okay. Trust me, I'm going to take more because what we got going on over the next 3 to 5 years is going to blow away what we've done over the last 10 years. Has the potential for you guys to do that, will for me. And so I will take that extra income. But the most exciting thing to me is what's happening with you guys. How many of you have an opportunity to experience what I've been able to experience in my life and to compress, now this will be my 4th company. Zija was my 3rd company. First company I made some money in. Second company I made a lot of money and I retired. 3rd company, Zija, eclipsed what I made in the first 2 companies, and it's going to happen again. And for those of you that maybe haven't had those opportunities, to be able to be in at the beginning of what will be my greatest opportunity, that's what excites me. And it's hard not to have a high energy level when you can see the incredible potential for so many people for their lives to be changed. Let's see, Christine, how do you make sure you make the time you have available each day to devote to building your business efficient and focused on the right activities? How do you make sure you make the time you have available each day to devote to building your business efficient and focused on the correct activities. Uh, Folks, I hate to show off my specialness right now. I probably should have rethought this. Um, Reading is not my strong suit, and being able to visually, organize um, thoughts. That's why I understood my son so well. He was a special child too. Um, Let me see if I can do this here, Christine. Christine is essentially asking, how do you build in that time you need every day to do the correct activities? And it says to be efficient and focused on the right activities. Here's my suggestion, okay? Understand the concept of daily method of operation and celebrate or fix. And I'm going to do this real quick. There's better discussions on previous trainings that I've done. Concept of daily method of operation. Have specific activities that will accomplish your goals. Jim Rohn calls this celebrate or fix. Set up your day in advance. Okay, everybody knows approximately what's going to happen tomorrow. Okay, some of you have regular jobs to go to. If you're a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home dad, you know what times the kids get up, when they're going to be hungry, when is nap time. I'm doing the grandpa thing, right? But you got an approximation of what's going to happen. The night before, sit down with pen in hand, pen and paper, and identify 5 or 6 things that will make a material difference in your business. Write them down and then calendar them. So what are those things? We're talking here about focus on the correct activities, okay? Christine said the right activities. I'm going to just modify that, the correct activities. What are the correct activities? Sharing the product, sharing the opportunity, teaching others to do the same. Notice I didn't say making a sale, recruiting a distributor, and setting up a training session. All right, those are the results. I want to focus on the process that will accomplish that. I know if I talk to enough people about my product, I'll eventually get somebody to buy. I know if I talk to enough people about my income opportunity, I'll eventually get somebody to join. And when I get those people to join, I need to have a system that will get them trained so I can teach them how to teach others. Now, once you identify those activities, so what we'll give you an example. Maybe you've decided you're going to talk to, one person about the product tomorrow, one person about the opportunity. You're going to follow up on a customer that started on the product 2 days ago. You're going to do a meeting with your new distributor and introduce them to your, active engaged upline as a support tool for them. So right there, that's 1, 2, 3, there's 4 or 5 things right there. Include in setting up the activities for your daily method of operation tomorrow, include personal development. And I don't care what the time is. If it's 15 minutes, include 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour if you're fortunate enough, right? Put those things down. Here's another thing you want to do. Get involved in meetings, presentations, trainings. Now, that may not be every week, but you should have on your calendar, Pat, conversations with Pat on Wednesday. You should have new distributor or Thursday night business presentation with Fred on Thursday. You should have new distributor training on Saturday. If you can't be available for those presentations, then you should be calendaring when you will watch the video recording. Okay, make that your presentation time. So there's half a dozen things. Write down the specific activities. I'm going to talk to one person. Make a decision. Who's that person? Okay, instead of I'm going to talk to one person about the product, I'm going to talk to Mary Lou about the product. I'm going to talk, instead of one person about the opportunity, I'm going to talk to Billy Bob about the opportunity. And who's the customer you're going to follow on? Be specific. Now, once you've got them written down, calendar them. Put in the times. This is where you know approximately what's going to happen tomorrow. Put those into those times. Every single one of those activities is going to take no more than 10 or 15 minutes for most of them, maybe 30 minutes. Allow 30 minutes to spend with your brand new distributor, helping direct them to, my YouTube channel to watch the playlist so they can see those beginning introduction videos. Time to allow your upline, diamond or gold or whoever it is you're going to introduce them to so that they can spend some time with them. Your personal development, you might have to allocate 20, 30 minutes somewhere. Find the place in your life that you know that you can do that. And everyone said, well, I'm so busy. Okay, here's the deal. If you normally get up at 6, get up at 5:30 and make that 30 minutes your personal development time. If you normally watch TV in the evening, eliminate one of the shows that you watch and make that a time that you make a couple of phone calls. Okay? It's real simple, folks. If you want things to change, you're going to have to change. If you want things to stay the same, don't change. Ta-da! That's it. That's all there is to it. But if you really want things to change, you got to change. And one of my favorite lines is from Arnold Schwarzenegger. If you're staying up later to get more done and you're getting up earlier to get more done, people are going, well, I need more rest. That's easy. Sleep faster. Arnold said that. I thought that was great when I heard that. All right. Christine, I hope that was helpful, answered your question. You talk to 10, get 9. I talked to 100. Jim Rohn. You really got to do this, folks. Mark made me laugh. If you're looking at the list, and if you put something in here you want everybody to see it, make sure you mark the box where it says all panelists and attendees. Mark Holmes did something that came from a specific recording. Do I have it here? I don't think so. I encourage you, if you haven't done so already, I think we talked about it in the recent Saturday morning training on different resources, tools that you want to be involved in. Every new distributor should go to YouTube, search for Jim Rohn, R-O-H-N, how to build your network marketing business. Okay, it's an hour-long presentation he did. It is one of the classic tools, presentations. I personally listened to that. I fell off the wagon a little bit, back on it once a month. I try to listen to that once a month because it's so important to have those concepts stay firmly rooted in your mind. Let's see. What do we got here? Me, go out with me. This is interesting, Jerry. Jerry said this is like dating. Me, go out with me. Me, go out with me. Okay. All right, Jerry, we're going to have to set that one aside because I'm not sure about that. All jokes aside, Fred, when you train me, I always raise my game to higher levels. I thank you for that. Jerry, again, thank you for your kind words. I appreciate that more than you know. It's not that I need the compliments, folks. It's not that I need my ego stroked. I already think I'm cool. Okay, I really do. But the compliments and the comments, what's most important to me is not whether I'm cool or whether you like me. It's did I say something that was meaningful to you? That's what's important to me. Always good to get back to the basics. Absolutely. Give Ivy League know-how and things. Oh, wow. Now that one I like, Jerry. He says you give Ivy League know-how and explain it so anyone can understand. Well, maybe we'll end on one of my favorite lines. Simple concepts from a simple mind. Folks, hope this was helpful to you. We'll be posting this to the YouTube channel here a little bit later this morning. Probably going to get Mom going for her brunch. And so the next couple hours will be posted there. And then, folks, last thing I want to say is please, 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 for yourself, for your family, for your children, for your grandchildren, for your future self. Make a decision. Don't let this be, one of those 2 or 3 once in a lifetime opportunities that gets past you. The big challenge is you don't know if this is the first of 2 or 3 once in a lifetime opportunities, or if it's the last one. Okay, you don't know. Don't let this one get by you. Okay. Thanks for joining me, folks. Hope you had as much fun as I did. And we'll see you Wednesday night, Pat Anderson's broadcast. Thursday night, Biz Talks with me, and we'll be right back here again on Saturday morning with new distributor training. Have a great rest of your weekend. Oh, big announcement. I get a haircut on Wednesday. I'm so excited. You have no idea how much gel is in my hair to keep it down like this. I was like about a month from going Rastafarian if I couldn't get my hair gal to get back into business. But we're going to do a soft launch. I'm one of the soft launch people. So that's it. All the news fit to print. See you guys. Have a great rest of your week.